Nintendo. 11 world-class contenders. Take them down with your controller, beat them all, and you've got a shot at Tyson's title. Power! But for that, you've got to beat Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Hey, what is up, guys? Sam here, Contagious Collection, back with another video, and this time I am going to be showing about like 20 NES Nintendo games, the original toaster, as a lot of people like to call it. A console that I grew up on, ever since I was a kid. I love this console. It holds a true spot in my heart, because it's very nostalgic for me. A lot of these games I did have as a kid. A lot of them I didn't. Now I get to enjoy them as an adult. And again, these are just recommendations for people who want to start collecting, or maybe for collectors or gamers that probably haven't heard about these games. Majority of them I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of. But again, just recommendations just for you guys to know that, these are must-play, must-owns. So I am going to start off with, of course, one of my favorite games. I love this whole series, whether even all the way up to the newer games, and that is the original, the first Castlevania. And there's just something about this game that I really love. And you get to play as Simon Belmont, and just everything about it, the way the game is made, where you go through level to level, and then you could get like power-ups like boomerangs, or throwing knives, throwing axe, which is one of my favorite, where you throw it and it just like goes up and hits the enemy like from a distance away. And also the whip that you use, you could upgrade it as well, where you hit things. And the one thing that I've always found funny in this game is wherever you're going through the levels, and you're hitting like through brick walls and stuff like that, and out of that structure, like, chicken wings fall out, or like turkey, or whatever it is. It's power up for your life bar and stuff like that. But absolutely one of my favorite games on the NES. If you guys haven't played this, definitely give it a go. And of course, if you have played it, let me also know, like, what do you guys think about this? Back when Konami actually did games right, man, like they were on top of the totem pole. Like when it came to like making games, they put out amazing games, and a lot more games that I'm still looking out for to add to my NES collection. So first game, must play, must own, Castlevania. Second one I'm going to show, which is another Konami title, and that is Contra. This one took a while for me to track down. I actually did end up picking this up from the flea market years ago, and I absolutely love this game. Just an amazing side-scrolling run and gun. Boss battles are really fun, very challenging, and it also has that cheat code where in the beginning of the game, where you do the up, up, down, down, A, B, start, select, something like that, and you end up getting like 99 lives. I personally don't like playing games with cheat codes. I like to play it straight up, just to get the actual experience of the actual game. But again, the more you play, the more you sharpen that blade. It just, your skills get better. You get better at it, and practice makes perfect. So Contra, another great game for the NES. Next one, I would have to say this one I like a lot more. For whatever reason, it's just something about the stage designs and the way it plays, even again, the boss battles. It's such a phenomenal game. I absolutely love this, and that is Super C, which I believe this is the second game in this series, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, another really fun side-scrolling run and gun game. So yeah, Super C, Super Contra. I'm going to try to go fairly fast with these, because I got a lot of recommendations for must-play, must-owns. But then again, I get caught up in the actual game and talking about what I personally have experiences with, and also give people a little idea about the game, so you know what the game is actually about. Another all-time classic. I mean, if you have an NES, you got to have Metroid, and this is such an amazing game. This is another game it took for me a while to track down, to add to the collection, and of course that is Metroid. And the funny thing about this game is, I've never beaten it. I've gotten a little bit far into it. Of course, it gets challenging and all. But when people first found out that the actual character is a female at the end when she takes off her mask, I've seen a little bit of the gameplay footage, and yeah, and then we found out that Samus is actually a female character, which is awesome. And I think they should put a lot more female characters as main protagonists into games, which is really cool because it just kind of gets like boring with the same, just like in the Mario games, as I've always said, it's always based and focused on Mario. I think they should give more games to like Princess Peach, more games to Toad, Luigi, and they should start doing I think more games for like the newer generation consoles. Uh, Different characters with their own main story. I think which would be amazing. So anyway, yeah, another really fun um, Metroid, and this is where it started coming out with where you have to go backtrack with the map and stuff like that. And eventually, that's where the Metroid and Metroidvania term as a genre in a game came out to be. Even with Super Metroid and the newer Castlevania games, especially on the GBA or even the PS1, which is like Symphony of the Night, where you have to like backtrack and go here and there, and a lot of the DS games as well. But yeah, another great game, absolute must own, very fun game. Next one, this is another. This is a title that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and it's just really a shame that I don't hear a lot of people talking about this game. And it's an absolute game. Now the copy that I have is not in the best shape, um, but eventually, if I find a better copy, I will definitely upgrade the label. And that is Kabuki Quantum Fighter. This actually really it plays kind of like Batman the video game in a sense. The whole atmosphere again, the whole game design. But you play as Kabuki Quantum Fighter as a main character, and he has like red hair, and it's different and fun where you get to use your weapon like he basically like moves his head and you whip your hair as your weapon. You could also like crouch down and use like your punch button as well. And then I believe, as far as I remember, there's like things where you collect like as far as like its energy you could use as weapons. But as when you use those weapons, they actually end up um, going out kind of like guns for a bullet, like in a video game. But it's very fun. You have that kind of challenging platform aspect to it, where jumping and you have to be like pretty much right on point to like hang on from these things and go from one area to another. And the boss battles again are really fun. Absolute must own. Kabuki Quantum Fighter, really fun game. Again, not in the best of shape, but definitely will upgrade that when I find a better copy. Another really fun one that is not mentioned a lot. I don't see a lot of people talking about this one as well, and that is Clash of Demon Head. And this is another really fun action platformer where you're going side to side and you're just shooting at enemies. Again, really fun. Um, what's it called? Boss battles as well. It does get challenging, of course, and these NES games were known for that. And at the time, I remember as a kid, where not this personally, not this game. I did not have this one as a kid. Just saying, in general, I would get like kind of frustrated a little bit, where you had no save points, and when you would like end up losing a life or it was game over, guess what? You go back to the start all the way from the beginning, and you start all over again to play that. But you know, these games were designed like that, and again, this is another must-have. Clash at Demon Head. It kind of a little bit plays like a Mega Man game. Again, it's an action platformer. I believe you use this like um, kind of like this gun or laser cannon, whatever it is, and you're shooting at these weapons. Not the best of graphics, but it was great. I mean, it plays well. It plays really fun. It's fully like very the buttons and the motions of the character and all that. It's really fun, really well made. Again, not the best of graphics for the time, but still, nonetheless, it's a really fun game and an absolute must-have as well. Next one is Tiny Toon Adventures 2, uh, Trouble Trouble in Wackland. I didn't even know there was a part two of this game, and I don't have part one. I don't think I have part one. I'm not sure. Or anyway, but when I found it in the video game store in my area, I was like, whoa, well, I gotta definitely pick this up. And I'm a huge fan of action platformers, and a lot of these games you're gonna see that I'm recommending. It just shows these are the type of games that I really love to collect. And as far as like, especially NES games like this, and I mean, I'm not gonna show the Mario's and stuff like that because that's already well known. Not that I don't love those games, but I just want to show the must play, must owns as far as like a lot of people might have not heard about them or whatnot. But another very fun, very loony toony action platformer, really fun game. Next one, another absolute must have. I can't recommend this one enough. And there is also a part two which I'm still looking out for, and that is GI Joe: Real American Hero. And this is such a fun action platformer game where you get to pick three playable characters right off the bat from the beginning of the what's it called before the game starts. Again, challenging but very fun. You get to select through like three different characters while you're in the game, and every player has their own like abilities where one jumps a little higher than the other. One might have a more stronger melee attack than the other, and it's really fun. It does get challenging. I think I got to like the third or fourth boss as far as I played it. I'm definitely going to give this a go again. And yeah, GI Joe: Real American Hero, super fun game. Next one, I absolutely love this game. Did not have this as a kid, but glad that I added this to my collection, and that is Vice Project Doom. Quality game, guys. Super fun. Plays kind of like Shinobi a little bit. There's different levels, different styles, the way you play it, but it's mostly like an action platformer all through around. It's such a fun game. Highly recommend this one as well. Let's speed this up because I got more stuff to show. Next one, some Capcom goodness. Um, and me being a huge Capcom fan, I love this game. Another one that I am so proud of that I have this in my collection, and that is Darkwing Duck. I used to watch this cartoon actually as a kid. I'm even looking out for like action figures and stuff that I could put in my game room. But it's such a fun game. It plays so much like Mega Man, but in a very great way. And it's such a fun game. It does get challenging again after a while. I just love it. There's like an area where you like jump with your cane kind of thing that you have from like hooks to hooks, and there's different weapons and the boss battles and all that good stuff. Super fun game. Absolutely love this. Another really great one, another Capcom title, and that is Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I used to watch this cartoon as well a lot as a kid. Um, Such a fun game, and of course, part two of this is like super expensive, uh, really hard to find. Not an easy game to find as far as part two. But I've heard part one, as far as like people that played it, I've heard a lot of people say that part one is a lot better than part two. So I don't know. I haven't played part two personally to say either part one or part two is better, but this is such a fun game. Very fun action platformer. Another one, another Capcom title that I have to recommend, must play, must own, is Gunsmoke. Oh my god! As far as I know, for like the label variants, there's a different one besides this, if I'm not mistaken, because I know there's two. But this is such a fun game. It's kind of like a top-down, where you're walking. It's like a vertical, a shoot 'em up, but you're like walking. You could get like horses, weapon upgrades. The boss battles are super fun. Again, there's another game where I think I got to like the fourth or the fifth boss battle. It gets challenging, but it's so much fun. and I like getting the different upgrades as far as like different weapons. You could get like shotguns and revolvers, magnums, I think as well. I think you could get like bombs and stuff too, where like you could like take care of and clean out the whole screen of enemies at like once in a with like a blast, which is really cool. Such a fun game, very addictive. Gunsmoke, and just an awesome title for a game as well. Even the label art is just like really nice. I love that. So cool. Very fun game. Another one that is like really challenging, and it's known for even the newer games. They're like really challenging, tough as nails, but at the same time they're fun. It just makes you want to go back and play it again. And that is Ghosts and Goblins. Such a fun game again with the boss battles and the different enemies that you go through and weapon upgrades that you get. Um, Absolutely love this game, Ghosts and Goblins. Very fun game, challenging again, but very fun. Another all-time favorite. I had to put it in this video, and that is Ninja Gaiden. Oh my god, I love this game so much. It is so much fun. This and the original first Castlevania kind of like go hand in hand with for me. Like I could literally have just these two games and play it back and forth. Like if I'm like get a little, I want to switch it up and play something else, I'll go to Castlevania. I'll go back to this. Like if I had to pick like two games, but it's so much fun, super fun, challenging, but again another very fun game. And I love the cutscenes in this as well. It was so well made where there's like a storyline and a very fun game, boss battles and everything. Again, every game has like its learning curve pretty much. As long as even if a game is like super challenging, once you get that uh, you know get the hang of it, it's a breeze. I mean, the more you play again, the more you're gonna get the hang of it. And again, practice makes perfect. And another super fun game, Ninja Gaiden. Another ninja game which I'm really glad that I have in my collection, and that is Ninja Crusaders. Uh, Kind of like plays again like Ninja Gaiden. Super fun, challenging. I love my ninja games. I had never played this before. I remember the first time I popped this in my NES and I started playing it, and glad that I did. It's really fun. Another must play, must own. Oh my god, an all time absolute classic. And I remember I would always play this. I had this as a kid when I had a Nintendo. Excuse me. My voice went a little hoarse there. The first Double Dragon, absolute classic, an arcade, as it says, number one arcade smash. I remember in the movie The Wizard, this game is actually in there where the kid, the one of the main characters in the movie, is playing on the arcades, and it's such an awesome game. It's so much fun, a really fun beat 'em up. Of course, it does get challenging again. I might be saying that a lot, but again, it's something that you would want to keep going back and playing it and trying to get the hang of it to like get better at it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, having an absolute blast playing these games, and a lot of games that I even get stuck on, I try to go back, just polish that blade and get better at it. Get your skills up there pretty much to end up beating a game. And honestly, you guys might have heard this term before, but it's truly to me like beating a good video game, whether it's retro to new. It's kind of like reading a really good book and just getting like that full experience out of it, and having that enjoyment, and just feeling like, oh wow, I feel good saying like I won that game or whatever. I've been to the last stage on this game. I haven't beat it yet, but again, it'll happen one day. Absolute must have, Double Dragon. Next one, which took me a while to get it. I got this not too long ago, which is Kid Icarus. Such a fun game. I absolutely love this, and it's a shame that Nintendo actually slept on this series. I wish they would come out with more games. A challenging action platformer, really fun stuff. highly, highly recommend Kid Icarus. Um, of course, gotta have this one as well as a recommendation, and that is Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Oh my god, I absolutely adore this game. It's so much fun. It's very simple, very plain, but again, it's something that it just makes you want to go back and play it again. Another series that Nintendo slept on. I wish they bring the Punch Out series back again. Even though I think they lost the license for Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but they still came out with like Punch Out games. As far as I know, the last one was on the original Wii, and Nintendo needs to push out more Punch Out games, man. You guys are sleeping on this amazing series. It's such a fun game. All the characters, everyone has their like own personality. The way they fight, again, it's a learning curve where you're fighting with like different um, against different boxers. It's so much fun. Uh, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, super fun game. Last two I'm going to show together. Last but definitely not least, one of the best two games I would say, especially the first one. Well, then again, a lot of people were kind of skeptical, even probably till this day, about part two. But I think they're both phenomenal games. I even have the manual for this, but uh, of course, I upgraded this one. The one I had before was like in terrible shape, and this one's in like amazing condition from the color of the cartridge and the label and everything. And of course, that is the original Zelda where it all started, and Link's the Adventure of Link. And this is the gray cartridge, which I've heard even on the first one. The gray cartridge is a lot more uncommon to find, but I remember I got this for like 10 or 15 bucks. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, whoa, just to have that variant, I think it's just awesome to have the gray cart. And they're both amazing games, very fun. Again, action adventure, very fun games, especially the first one. It's just so much fun, absolutely amazing. I have not beaten it either one, but I till this day I absolutely enjoy playing both of them. And these are just must-haves in your collection for sure. Zelda, uh, which is actually the Legend of Zelda, and the Adventure of Link. So highly, highly recommend all of these games. And that is pretty much it, guys. The video's been long enough. That's over 20 minutes. I'm gonna be doing more recommendation videos as well. Probably in the next one will be on the Super Nintendo, the N64, maybe even on a GameCube. I want to keep this series going, and I'm even thinking about starting a new series where it comes to like old 80s and 90s movies. Do recommendations on that because I'm a huge buff when it comes like uh, old school movies. Um, I rather just watch old school 80s and 90s comedies, action, whatever, good stuff like that, which I usually do. Don't get me wrong, I like newer movies as well, but it's just something about those old school movies just takes you back in time. Absolutely love those. And yeah, guys. And I have a really, really big a pickups video coming soon. Just waiting on a few packages on eBay. These sellers are a little bit laggy until you don't push them. You know, messaging like, come on, man. There's been a certain thing that I'm still waiting on. It took like over 5 days and it's still not shipped out. So I told the guy, I was like, you got to speed it up. What's going on? I paid for the actual thing, which is two games, and a certain game that I got already came. So I'm waiting on two more and another game about like a couple packages. Hopefully, I will get those soon, and then I will be doing my next pickups video, and I can't wait to do that. I got also three new custom controllers that I'm going to be showing. Really cool stuff that I've picked up. A lot of things are just piling up over here. Yeah, I can't wait to do that pickups video. But until then, I'm going to give you guys some fresh content. So I'm going to be dropping some must play, must own Super Nintendo games, N64, GameCubes, and why not? I might even push it to the Wii as well. Original Wii, I got quite a bit of really cool Wii games as well. So that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for taking time and watching my video. I really greatly appreciate it. And I'm gladly, very, very proud to say, I want to announce that I literally actually hit 600 subs. Last I checked, I was at 603. Then I lost a subscriber. Go figure. I don't know what happens with that. but I am at 600 subscribers plus. Very happy. Would never imagine I would actually reach that. So, you know, just having fun with it again with these videos, and hope you guys really enjoy the content that I'm putting out. And yeah, guys. So thank you again for watching. Thanks for taking time. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you guys are staying safe out there, and hope you all have a fantastic day. All right, guys. Until next time, take care. Sam's outie.
I'll be back.